Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Billy Pilot's back with you in one of the worst tail number call signs ever for me to remember, for whatever reason.
It's a good buddy's airplane, so.
All right, I'm not saying it's hard for me to remember. 248 TV, Tango Victor, right?
333 Lima Charlie, Washington,
So
1337.
we're in the Vision Jet right now. We're crossing flight level 200 for 270. We have a final of what, 310? 310. I'm with my good friend Mike Matthews. We have tried umpteen times to make a video, and the sound always cuts off, or he keeps breaking my cameras. I don't know what's going on, but we're giving it another shot. Bad boy.
Tango Victor, Washington Center, 13372. Good day.
13372 for 8 Tango Victor. I got it.
3372. Good day.
Yep, 3372.
You're going to edit that out, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to edit it out. I'm keeping it on. We all make mistakes. We were just talking about mistakes before. Right. So, Flash Center Vision Jet 248 Tango Victor 21.4 for 270.
248 Tango Victor, good morning, climb and maintain level 280.
280, 8 Tango Victor. Just doesn't roll off my tongue, that's all. The 8 Tango Victor is better.
Today it'll roll.
Yeah, and it'll be the last time I'm in this plane ever again. That's the funny part. So we're flying down to Orlando, where Mike's doing some demo flights for some people that are buying a Vision Jet, and he's been busy. So tell me, let's go into it. So Mike was my SR guy where I first met him when I first started flying. I mean, I literally met him before I think I even had my private.
You were a student pilot.
I was a student pilot.
Flying a lot, renting airplanes.
3563, contact Atlanta Center, 128.
And this is a true story. I say use me all the time now for those that have the bug and want to do it and know they want to do it. Like I say, let people talk to me ahead of time, because I won't say I made a mistake, because that's not accurate, because you learn from everything, whatever. But in retrospect, it would have been a lot smarter for me to not wait 2 years to then order and buy my plane. I should have done it after year one, I would say. So like my feeling now, I'm talking to one of my buddies now who just started lessons, and I said, rent the SR-20s, kick the crap out of them while you're learning how to fly and land, and use the train. I mean, that's what a trainer plane's for, though. I mean, if you got it on the line for that type of stuff, it's not, listen, everybody's, I porpoised with the best. He's like, he is. So, but, good instructors, right. But no, until you get that sight picture down, and then you buy your airplane. that's the better way to do it, so that you get all that going. So, but that way, if you can time it right, because and we're going to get into that. So right now, I mean, SR-22s, it's over, what is it, an 18-month wait? What's the wait?
It's a wait, but there's always ways to get you in an airplane.
Right, there are ways.
Right away.
So hey, there's no bigger advocate for Cirrus than Louis Barson. I mean, that's I love the company.
Victor commenting off 300.
300 for 8 Tango Victor.
While you're plugging that in, we talk about ownership cycles, right?
1588.
Everybody has ownership cycles on phones, iPads, Apple products, cars, you name it.
300.
You just got to find your right ownership cycle.
Right. So,
let's check it.
2666, descend via the
no, he just told me, he just switched my altitude. He didn't switch my frequency. Should I edit that out, too? We all make mistakes. It's awesome. It's great. We bust on each. Well, first of all, he busts on me because he's a almost a 10,000 hour pilot at this point. Versus me at just under. We are all students of aviation, but I mean, it's fun to fly with people that are so good, and it rolls off of them. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable and competent in an SR-22. I feel comfortable, but not nearly as competent in a Vision Jet. So
you're doing pretty good, man.
I love it, but it's just time. I mean, I have 40 some hours in this plane versus 1,200 in an SR. So it's a big difference.
Right.
So Vision Jet. So he was my SR guy. And then last year, it's a year, right? Right now it's a year.
Almost a year. October will be a year.
That he switched over to the Vision Jet salesperson for the whole 1/3 of the eastern 1/3 of the country, something like that.
We'll call it the East, Northeast. So there's 3 other guys, if you will, who support Vision Jet globally, 2 domestically, 1 internationally. That's Al Waterloo and Cliff Allen.
Cliff is up in not Maine, Massachusetts, right? Hyannis.
76 Whiskey Lima, you here?
There, and then he covers international. So
right.
Together we have 3 guys that make up the whole team.
76 Whiskey Lima, I'm going to contact off 260.
The whole world will say.
260,
right.
But it's been awesome. This airplane has been a fantastic addition to my learning experience.
1690, descend via the Chesley 5, arrival landing to the south, resume public speed.
How many hours do you have in Vision Jet now?
Just over 600.
600 hours, wow.
Yeah.
I remember when you went down for your type rating.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, what a fabulous piece of equipment. I mean, I'm videoing. Hopefully, I'll be able to put up and just the avionics here. The Garmin G3000 is a wonderful piece. You just got to know how to use it like anything else. So even getting in this thing at 6 o'clock this morning, but now, albeit I had no coffee. I did that first flight, everything without coffee, just water. So I wasn't really good. But it takes a second to do it, but it is very intuitive. I mean, once you're there, and it comes back to you pretty quick because there's so many similarities to the SR, which is frankly what Cirrus wanted to do and did a good job with it.
Right. So if you know that Garmin, you feel at home. You know the buttonology you can figure out.
Right. And you just got to be able to just do it as touchscreens, as opposed to soft keys or your FMS. This is your FMS. This is what you're doing.
That is correct.
So tell me, give me what's going on with Cirrus, latest and greatest. So. I'm not saying give like secrets away what's coming out next year, but I mean just right? So
there's no secrets.
Sales are great.
Sales are fantastic. We're bringing a lot of new people into the fold as far as just into aviation, introducing into a lifestyle change. With that, they can see an end goal. Right? I want to fly a jet. This is what I have to do to be there. Right? I have to be in a piston.
1690 contact the line center 128.
Training is a lifestyle, and this is where I want to be. You're seeing.
So let me ask you that. So you have people that come to you that aren't even private pilots and say, "I want to get a Vision Jet."
That's correct. It's like coaching, right? I want to, I want to learn how to play basketball. I want to play football. I want to learn how to run. Well, or I want to run a race. Well, if you want to run a race, you want to be efficient. You got to crawl before you walk, right? You got to walk before you run. And then once you learn how to run, let's be efficient, right? Let's figure out how the body moves and how to train for a race. This is the same thing. You have a mission that you want to accomplish, so you get into an aircraft, you get into the right aircraft, and you train for that mission. It could be anything that you want it to be. It could be a piston, a high performance piston, be it an SR20 or an SR22 or a turbo. If you're going pretty long distance and you have to deal with weather, well, let's train you to that mission, right? So, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Airplane, right?
Let me ask you the question, because I have a good friend of mine. Again, this is my friend who's just starting out. He's literally, he's got 5 hours now in training. And he's learning in an SR20. He's already looking, because he's listening to my advice. And frankly, he can afford a 20. Once he gets it done, he'll get his 22. He'll order, and he'll probably get a used one because the new market is so tough, but then put in for the next one. But he'll get into a 22. So this is a new guy, but he has a house out in Park City, right? So the mission suits him for more, assuming you can afford it, for this aircraft. Get above most of the weather. Get there much quicker. Much more comfortable, much more quiet. I mean, literally, we don't need headsets in here. And just just another level kind of thing. But you're talking $1.2 million versus 3.5 or 3.6, right? So you got to be able to economically do it. But let's go back to assuming that the economics aren't the issue. What's his timeline? What happens there?
So Okay, timeline from 0 to hero is what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
start off with an SR-20.
that makes sense.
Most people will get into an SR-20, and depending on the mission, they'll maybe spend 6 months to a year in an SR-20, right?
Right.
They'll make that transition because A, insurance-wise, capabilities, ease of use, there's typically more than one person learning how to fly. They will get in that SR-20, and they will go through a solo, all the way up through their private. Now I'm ready to stretch my legs and do something else, right? So then they'll look for an SR-22 because now I have a business need. Now I want to work on my instrument rating, and I want to test the weather. I want to be able to use this aircraft to its full utility, so I'll step into a 22 or a turbo. Now you can start to see, all right, I can see the end goal, and I want to be able to climb, and I want to be able to get above weather, and I want to be able to go a little bit, a little bit faster to different places. And you start to see that the goal of the Vision Jet. So when you first get into it.
Speaking of weather, I'm just going to show, this is what we're going to be dealing with in a little bit.
3629.
So that's,
I work with some of the most talented colleagues in the world, I believe. I've been doing it for 12 years. We have the ability to understand what, a customer is looking for and kind of identify their goals and, I actually identify and pull out what kind of mission do you have. Let's solve for that, right? Most people come up to you and say, I want to fly 6, 7 people. This is my normal mission. I want to go here. Once you start breaking things down, you kind of figure out quickly that it's usually 2 to 3 people. They're flying maybe, I don't know, at the most 10 hours a month, 8 hours a month.
Right. What's the average pilot, average Cirrus pilot, from your experience, obviously?
Pre-COVID, average customer is flying about 100, 115 hours a year. Post-COVID, probably about 140, 160.
So they added 30% plus.
Got it. And I would say those numbers are quickly rising just because airline travel today.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, it's more challenging, right? Chances are with the pilot shortages that everybody's feeling across the board in all types of sectors. Yeah. Going back to the airlines and people choosing to fly privately now, I think this is a trend that's not going to slow down.
Right.
At all. So there's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to introduce people to a different way of life. How much is your time worth? If you can, if you have the aptitude, you want the challenge. A lot more people are finding that this is attainable, right? I have a smartphone. I deal with a smart computer. I can fly smart airplanes. Why not train to the mission from the get-go? Learn what you're going to be using down the road because we all have goals. Set your goals wisely. And then train and get involved with the people that can help you get that mission done. That's Cirrus Aircraft. We have some of the best instructors, CSIPs. You go through the training to become a CSIP. A lot of people I've heard over the years, I don't want to put my time and resources into it. I just don't have enough time. Is it worth it? I feel, right, that after being an instructor and then becoming a CSIP, a TCI and a CSIP, the quality of training is that much higher, holds you more accountable. A Cirrus owner or someone seeking Cirrus training expects a higher level of training. Up here, you can't see it from the cameras. We're 30,000 feet, right? Things look much different than being 3,000 feet.
Show it.
Yeah.
So we can see it, but...
it's a beautiful day. We're just cruising along, 300 knots, still picking up speed. We're going on to Florida. We're going to Orlando. So there's a mission for that.
I mean, there we are. We're 300 true. Ground speed is almost the same. And
still there?
And then we can see what's
the
the
temperature. Still here till 2 o'clock.
Plus 14.
Yeah.
It's 14 degrees warmer than a standard day.
Yeah, it's definitely warm outside. I'm getting ready for that good time of year coming up in the fall. Nice time to fly, right? So,
change of colors.
Yeah, exactly, for all of it. So, yeah, it's all good stuff. So we're heading down. We'll sign back on as we're getting in to maybe do the approach and the arrival into Orlando. But just wanted to give and get a quick 10-15 minute presentation from Mr. Mike Matthews, you've been now with Cirrus for, so give me...
Good morning, Legion.
12 years.
12 years.
330.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
1396, good morning.
Fantastic company, great people to work with. Customers are amazing. It's been an awesome ride.
Yeah, no, it's been
morning.
been fun for me, and I'm sitting on the customer side of it. But it's all good. So we'll join back in a little bit.
Maintain 320.
8 Tango Victor, greeting at 11,000.
Greeting at 11,000, 8 Tango Victor. All right, let's start down.
Set it up to 2438.
And we'll figure out what he wants us to do, because he wants me to start my descent.
It's 1,000 feet per minute.
All right.
Cat 316, Jack.
You said 2,000?
Nope, 1,000 feet per minute.
Oh, that's what I was putting in there anyway.
White Cat 316 on the miss of 128 at Lake City Airport, 2,000 feet. Can we go back and land at Lakeland Airport?
1-1.
White Cat 316, climb maintain 3,000, stand by the Lake City altimeter 3002.
Maintain 3,000, White Cat 316.
Exit as 219, contact Orlando approach 120.15.
47
2015,
Okay, so then, and it's already activated, so it's in there, right? So it's going to intercept that now.
Yeah, 280 is...
We're starting down, but it's going to pick it up and then pick it up and go from there.
Resume public speed.
Right.
We'll go.
8 Tango Victor, contact Orlando on 128.37.
2837, 8 Tango Victor. Orlando approach, Vision Jet 248 Tango Victor, 7,000 Lima.
248 Tango Victor, Orlando approach, expect the visual plus 7.
We'll expect visual 7 for 8 Tango Victor.
Awesome.
2775 at A3 wings, 317.
Call that
Number 248 Tango Victor, fighting 160, descend and maintain 6,000.
160 on the heading, down to 6,000, 8 Tango Victor.
Number 65624, contact Miami Center 127.2.
27264, great day. Approach 3 Juliet Delta with you, level 5,000.
Yeah, do 1,500 now, because now you're trying to get...
Number 3 Juliet Delta, turn left heading to 110.
Quicker we get down, quicker we land.
103 Juliet Delta.
To bigger if need be. Looking good, man.
So far, so good.
Alright, Tango Victor, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, 8 Tango Victor.
Tree Charles.
Tree is set, verified.
Yep, I see it.
1,500 set, verified. Getting this bad boy down, and we'll slow her down. And you keep that auto throttle, you don't go over to manual sequence and slow it down, huh?
Do whatever you want. You're PIC. This is your SF.
There you go.
Air 46 Delta, kind of cancel approach 119.9.
Yeah. Well,
Alright, Tango Victor, descend and maintain 2,000. Traffic off to your right, 2 miles northwest, maintain 3,500.
dropping down to 2,000 for 8 Tango Victor.
Tango Victor, clear direct to Denmore to join the final.
Direct Denmore for 8 Tango Victor.
Driving to St. November.
Approach, Bucky 540 at 5,000 feet.
Who cares? I mean, sorry.
Bucky 544.
Activate now.
540.
Bucky 540 Orlando Bird Rider, expect the ILS right 9er right.
Put that in there.
ILS 9 right, Bucky 540.
There's 2,000 feet.
So Denmore, so if I split this back again, right? We'll see
3
Denmore here. Here we
Lima,
go.
flighting 3.
So we're getting close. So, there it goes. There's your 180. Whoa, it felt like a...
Tango Victor, Airport 11 o'clock, 10 miles.
Inside.
Insight for 8 Tango Victor.
Alright, Tango Victor, cleared visual approach runway 7, maintain 170 knots your left.
Cleared for the visual for 7 and 170 or less for 8 Tango Victor.
Look at you. On the ball.
All right.
Proud of you.
I'm just waiting for a guy to land at Leesburg. Alright, Tango Victor, contact exec tower 118.7.
Over to tower, 8 Tango Victor. Orlando Tower, Vision Jet 248, Tango Victor, inbound runway 7.
Vision Jet 248, Tango Victor, exec tower, begin speed reduction down to your final approach speed, sir. I got a diamond 1 mile final before you, and I'm going to try to get a citation departure out here in a moment.
Okay, we'll pull it back, 8 Tango Victor.
Thank you.
All right, let's drop everything.
Power's idle.
Yeah.
Left cross center approved.
Cool. Beans.
Number 801, Quebec Sierra Vision Jet, 2 mile final. Runway 7, clear for takeoff. Night 1 departure, please. No delay.
All right, now 1's departure and clear for takeoff. Runway 7.
Pretty interesting that he's doing that.
Slow down to be ref. Because he's going to make you go around.
248, Tango Victor, citations departing. Runway 7, clear to land.
Clear to land right after that citation for 8 Tango Victor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that speed reduction. That was huge.
It's my pleasure.
Diamond 7 November Golf, Vision Jet, you're following is 1 mile final. You'll be number 2 following them. Runway 7, clear touch and go.
Power all the way in.
Minimum.
Number 2, runway 7. We're actually going to make this a full stop. 7 November Golf.
7 November Golf, number 2, runway 7, clear to land.
Is that your Denver takeoff, 200 feet?
8 November 801 Quebec 0. On that night's 1, contact departure. You got a medical helicopter right now at your 1, moving to 12 o'clock northwestbound at 700 feet. You'll be well above them.
Project, that's at 801 Quebec 0 going to Project Zone.
Air Care 1, traffic just west of you. It's a Citation 700 that left here. They're climbing through 1100, 1100. No factor for you. Just use caution. And continue at Advent South. Landing there is at your own risk. Use caution. Wind 190 at 6.
Beautiful.
Altimeter 3002.
3002, got the traffic in sight, turning now westbound, Archangel 1.
Thank you.
Nice and smooth.
Pretty good.
Hey, Executive Tower, Sergeant November 2, 7 Delta, over runway 7 and Alpha 8, ready for depart.
All right, 248, Tango Victor, left turn, wind able, ground point 4.
Left turn, wind able, over to ground, Vision Jet. Ground Vision Jet 248, Tango Victor, off at Alpha 3 going to Shelter.
Or 248 Tango Victor, executive ground. Attached to the west ramp via Alpha, runway 31, and Echo 6.
We're going to do Alpha, we're going to cross 31, and then we're going to do
Echo 6.
Echo 6 for 8 Tango Victor.
Yes, sir, 8 Tango Victor. You'll actually make the right turn onto 31, go all the way down to the end of it, and then a left turn at Echo 6.
Okay, we're going to go all the way down, right turn, all the way down on 31, and then that right turn on Echo 6. Left turn on, I'm sorry, for Tango Victor, thanks.
Yes, right, Tango Victor. The gray and white 4-story building on the west side.
You wanna go,
The shelter.
you wanna leave, so baby